Are we going to have a Jamaican person on this show? Y'all hate on Mona Scott, but that woman is a genius. She is getting every culture into this show. She is going to expand, just like Tyra Banks did with America's Next Top Model. Watch and you will see. Love and Hip Hop is going to be in every freaking country. They're going to have their own little form of Love and Hip Hop. Just you wait and see. Mona Scott Young is a genius. And also, who is Spice? Because I was into it. I was saying, yes, mother. Would that be Dazzle jumpsuit? And she was getting it. I said, oh! And you know what? No shade, but... You know what? No shade. Listen, my stepfather's Jamaican. Spice gonna be messy on this show. I know enough about the culture to know she gonna be spicy. I can't wait. Mimi has another lesbian lover. I don't care how many women she brings on this show. I'll never believe it. I'll never believe her storyline. It never, ever is believable to me. I always feel like Mimi is the gateway to introducing an LGBT character on this show. And it bothers me because I feel like there are enough LGBT people in the hip hop industry for them to have their own way of coming in this show and not through Mimi's vagina. The thing that bothers me with Kirk and Rasheeda is the same thing that bothered me with Peter Guns and I forget the other baby mama, the first baby mama. The problem is you come on this show with the oldest and strongest relationship, and for the sake of a storyline, you destroy it. Because if you remember the first Love and Hip Hop New York reunion where, what's his name, Peter Guns was on, he said it. He said, I destroyed my relationship for a storyline. And I'll never forgive myself for that. I'll never forget when he said that. Because I was just like, thank you for finally admitting that you went along with this and you got caught up in something because you wanted to stay interesting on the TV show. And I feel like that's the same thing that's happening with Kirk and Rasheeda. And it's so upsetting because you can, listen, give us a show, act. Let us know that you are having problems, but to really, you know, but to really invest yourself in having this offline relationship or whatever, like off the show relationship, so that you can bring it to the show to have a storyline so that you can maybe get more camera time and a better check is disgusting and insulting. I can't believe, like, we the viewers don't need you to destroy your lives so you can give us a good show. We'll tune in because for a lot of us, we're loyal to the franchise, so we'll tune in. You don't have to like destroy your literal lives to give us this scripted show. It ain't that deep. Now, Erica Mena, sis, I am not hating on you securing the bag, getting a check, doing whatever you need to do. I ain't never gonna take down another woman for getting some money. But sis, you dragged this show for years. You even tweeted about it. You put out a tweet that said if anybody is on Love and Hip Hop or coming back to the show, believe it, they're doing it for money. Like, it's just, I don't know. I hope that humble pie is delicious. No shade, but the hip hop mecca of the world is New York City. Let's be real. Let's be real. They started it. They started it. Other places added to it and helped it grow. But it started in New York. That's the mecca. Let's be real. Yo, that's when Love and Hip Hop was good. I remember when, what's his name? Oh my goodness, I forgot his name. Lord, Rich Dollars. Brother, you know what? I didn't watch that season much. I started to review it. It just got boring. I'm hoping the same thing won't happen with this. Listen, guys, I will only review shows that I actually watch. And if this show starts to fall for me, listen, I might not be back, but right now it's looking a little good. But anyway, I remember when Rich Dollars took Erica Mena's song and gave it to Nivea. What is her name? Octavia? The girl with the red and purple hair sometimes. Her. When he gave it to her, I remember that scene. And let me tell you something. I was like, oh, that's the real deal. She was hurt. Now, production probably told her when to show up. But homegirl, I know what was going to happen to her. That whole scene was so intense that both of them was crying like, yeah. I hope that Jazzy Faye is not on the show being messy. Dude, you have a resume that is bonkers. You don't need this show. I'm hoping you're on here just to help out a friend or whatever. I really don't want you in no mess. Your image is too prestigious to be down here groveling with people who want to get where you're at. Please just be a friend on this show. Please, brother. Sean Garrett is on this show? Okay, Mona. See, you've been watching my reviews because I remember I was fighting with y'all in the comments section because y'all was like, oh my goodness, just enjoy the show. And I was like, no, 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 baby. I've been watching this show from the beginning and the budget was always stellar. Last season, that budget was garbage. Now it seems like they're putting more money into the show, giving us more like quality people in the industry instead of up and comers, because this show became mainly about up and comers. And I think it was because they were splitting the budget in like thirds and just using a third of the budget to like hire these up and coming people, because when you hire up and comers, you can pay them whatever. They'll do anything just to be on TV. When you have legitimate people in the business, you got to pay them a nice check. But then you also get a relevancy to your show, and you also get a good storyline. So now I'm seeing Jazzy Faye, Sean Garrett. I'm just like, okay, and even introduction of Spice, somebody from a different culture who is very prominent within like the Caribbean communities. I think that's very smart, but I also think it's because they raised the budget. So to the people who were getting on me about talking about the budget for last season, you're welcome, because they're going to give you a stellar season. Kirk is actually the father of this child. That is, oh my gosh, dude, why would you do that? That's so terrible. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so upsetting. And you cheated on somebody who is in high demand. Like, I don't know if you checked any of her Instagram comments, but there are loads of men who want her. Loads of industry men. So I don't think she's going to be hurt. And I think if she is very, I think if Rasheeda is so into Kirk, she can't move forward and stays in that abusive situation with him, then he got her. But if she is somebody who realizes her worth and just moves forward, she got a lot of, there's no other way to say it. She got a lot of dudes to get through, because a lot of guys are like into her. So, and that's just, oh, that's so sad. Like, you risk a good marriage to sleep with some chick for a wow. That's disappointing, because I was giving him more credit by saying that this is just storyline. I thought it was going to come up that it's not his child, and that's what I thought was going to happen. So I was wrong. I was wrong. I guess I thought more of Kirk than he thought of himself. Wow. That's I can't even talk. It's terrible. Okay. How old is Tommy, and how old are her daughters? Especially Samaria. Samaria looks like a grown woman. Wow. When did she start having kids? You know what? I'm already a few minutes into this show, and I am speechless. Tommy is doing what so many black artists, or just black people who are from the inner city, who get access to a wealthy way of living, i.e. athletes or rappers or like entertainers. When you come from that kind of community and you find success, we're always obligated to take everybody with us. And that, for a lot of black entertainers, is our downfall, because we take so many people with us, and so many people who are not ready, but we take them with us because they're our family and we love them, and they end up pulling us down, and you end up missing the opportunities that are there for you, because you're bringing people to a place where, one, they're not prepared for, one, they don't know how to handle it, and two, you're just figuring it out yourself, or three, I'm like two, you're just figuring it out for yourself, so you don't have the time to really train them to get to where you're at, because you have went through so much to get to this level. They're just jumping in on it when you're at the level of, when you're finally finding success. And because they haven't worked for it, because they haven't prepared for it, because they didn't know how to attain this kind of wealth, they mess you up and they hinder you and they hold you back. And I feel like Tommy wants to take care of her family, and that's embedded in all of us. She's not at the same place that her family is. You know what I mean? She still has so much growing to do. She's in the process of doing that, but she is leaps and bounds ahead of where her family is right now. And unfortunately, I feel like for her, she just can't take them, because they'll pull her back. Because even watching her interact with her family, it's like they're enjoying the fruits of your labor, but they don't understand how to help you with the labor. They're just not there yet. And she loves them and she wants to bring them forward, but it's like, girl, they are going to bring you further down, and you need help. You need somebody who will pull you up. She needs somebody who is where she wants to be, or is a little bit ahead of her, to pull her, you know, forward, because where her family is, she'll either fall down or stay stagnant. And It's unfortunate, but I think she needs to move on from her family. I feel like she needs to get her own place with her and her daughters and, you know, let her family know, I can give you this much a month or give you this amount to help you. And that's it, because I'm building over here and you're going to have to understand that, because I don't see this working out well for her bringing her family along for the ride. They're not ready. They're not ready. See, Tommy still is not taking responsibility for her actions. You assaulted your sister at her job. I mean, yes, we are taught just to keep it within a family and not get the authorities involved, especially when you're black, because they take it to the next level, right? What was she supposed to do? Like, if she felt threatened and she felt like she couldn't win in a fight against you because I've seen you on this show fight people, you're a freaking pro. Maybe you need to get in the Olympics for boxing or something like that. Like, I can understand her calling the police, or I can understand somebody else who's watching, you know, call for her, especially if you came to her job. They probably call the police and say, like, their coworker is getting assaulted or something like that. So you have to take responsibility for that. You took it to the next level by going up to her job to fight her, Tommy. You did not go there to talk to her, because we've seen you several times about to fight your mother. So I know good and well that you knuckled up against your sister. You are a mother of 2 girls. You have got to grow up, sis. Even if you're very young, how old is she? Because those daughters look really old, especially the oldest. She looks very, very old. So I don't know. Like, how old is Tommy? She can't be in her 20s. Not with that 20-year-old that I saw cooking. Oh gosh, I need Stevie J to have another storyline. I feel like he has the same storyline that he had with Jocelyn. It's just replaced by this Panamanian girl, and it's old and tired. There has to be something else you can pull out of him. If you can't, I know he's loyal to the franchise, but you're going to have to move on and give us something else, because I'm not going to be entertained by this Jocelyn storyline with this Panamanian girl. He's sleeping with her. He's not managing her properly. She's a Panamanian princess now. It's tired. It's tired, Mona. It's tired. I said before, I'm happy that Spice is on this show. I do have a problem. To me, this is the worst makeup that I have ever seen on this show, on, you know, New York, on LA. Like, this is her confessional. The makeup is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And normally in the confessionals, that's when they have the best wigs, the best outfits, and the best makeup. And Spice's makeup actually looks better in her scenes than it does in her confessional. And I don't like that. I really do not like that, because I don't like how they're giving somebody who is dark-skinned with these natural features this hideous confessional look. Y'all can do better. Maybe some of you are not aware that the confessionals is something that the show actually does, like production. They hire the makeup people, they hire the hair people, they hire like the styling people or whatever. A lot of times they get to pick and choose who they want, but not when you're a newcomer. So I don't think that Spice had the authority to pick her people to do her hair and makeup, and this kind of bothers me, because this is the worst makeup confessional look I've seen ever in Love and Hip Hop. And I don't like it, Mona. That bright blue wig, that orange like Fifth Element dress, and those blocked eyebrows. Come on, sis. She doesn't look well. You know, she has those I'm not well eyebrows. Because let me tell you something. Whenever somebody, especially a celebrity, when they have like fallen off the wagons, when they're a woman and they've fallen off the wagon, they start to get them I'm not well blocked eyebrows. Google, take a look. Every time, it's just like, that's how you know that she's fallen off the wagon and she may need to enter rehab again, because her eyebrows are a hot mess. Say what? We moved past it and tried to be cordial with each other. You know what? Rasheeda has a way of taking bad news that I feel like she needs to teach, because when Kirk tells her, and like, first of all, the way he like explained it to her was like he was some child that did a bad thing and he wanted forgiveness. Just, oh, well, I took the DNA test, you know. You're a grown man, a very well in age man. So I don't know, this whole baby thing that maybe had worked with her when y'all was younger, it's weird that he's doing it now, being that old and that tall, doing like, I couldn't. I was like, Rasheeda, ooh, you could have been did better. However, she takes the news like a champ. And I don't even think that this is something that he told her prior, because remember when he told her that he was cheating on her before, she was just like, I can't believe you did this. And it was so like, I don't know. Like, even when she was pregnant and he was messing around on her, she just was able to take this news like very stoic. stoic. Like the only people that I know who can take information like that, not even take information, give out information, are like doctors when they tell people that they're like got cancer or they're about to die or something like that, or that they lost a family member. But Rasheeda, I've never seen anybody take horrible news the way she does. It really needs to be taught. It really needs to be taught. Real talk, she could make money out of like handling trauma like a champ. You know, taught by Professor Rasheeda. I don't know. But like when she was listening to Kirk reveal that he had a child on her, like that he's not only that he slept with somebody outside of their marriage, but he also got this woman pregnant. Now, the only way that I could think that she's okay with this is maybe if they were swingers, and it's not, listen, swingers is not a bad word to say in the entertainment industry. A lot of them powerful couples do it. So maybe they're swingers and he got caught up with one of the girls they swing with. I don't know, but it's just so shocking to me how well she takes this information. And this is the problem with Tommy. Her mother calls a sit down for her and her sister who is willing and ready to move on. I mean, you could tell the girl felt bad. She was just like, you raised me, I just want to move on. And Tommy is upset and she's just like, you know, well, I had to go to court for the whole fight and everything. And she's just like, I didn't call the police. And even when they came to me, I told them that I didn't want to press charges. Some other person to have seen, witnessed what has happened and called the police, and Tommy was the one that got arrested. Tommy was the aggressor, and somebody was probably in fear for her sister's, you know, life with the way she was beating her. Because even when she decides to get up and leave, when Tommy becomes aggressive, Tommy, oh, what are you, white now? And I hate when ignorant black people do that to black people who do not want to handle things violently. It's not all of us. It's just the ignorant ones who the only way of life they know is the streets. There are some of us who know a plethora of ways of life who have grown up in the inner city. And when you don't want to interact with somebody violent on a low class level, they start to call you white. And her sister, oh, her voice changed. What are you, white now? Because she's walking away from a conflict with a family member that she loves, and she doesn't want it to go beyond what it already is. Now she's a white person. How ignorant. That line just bothered me because I knew she was using that to like degrade her in a way, as, you know, not handling it like we're bullies or, you know, some, you know, scrubs or scraps in the street. I don't know, scrubs or scraps. I do sound white. You know what I mean? Anyway, so her sister leaves or whatever. She makes some comment and Tommy like throws a cup at her, a cup of like hot coffee or whatever, and then runs after her to fight her. The girl starts crying because her big sister's trying to beat her up. And it's just like, it's so sad. She seriously has problems. And I think her being around her family is not healthy for her, because a lot of them have created those issues because that was the environment that she grew up in. And I feel like she needs counseling. I like her on the show. I will not say I want her to be removed, but I think we should see her counseling process so this girl can get better, because she's great for TV. She's very open and honest. I never feel like Tommy is faking anything, but she has a very violent streak that I do not think will ever go over well for her moving forward. And I feel like she had such a great opportunity to flip it and do a Cardi B, but she's so angry. She has so much pain from her past just lodged inside of her. It makes it really hard to root for her on this show because she just doesn't seem well. She doesn't seem well. She is good TV, but there's a part of her that is just not healthy. And unless she gets help, I really can't watch this girl like self-destruct. So that's basically where it ends. The trailer for the season, I'm not gonna lie, it looks good. I think I might be here for the long haul. We will see. But unfortunately, it does look like Tommy and her family are going to like self-destruct right before our eyes. And I don't want to see that. But I do want to see, what was her name? Sierra? I do want to see how bop that girl went up purse. And Erica Mena, it doesn't seem like she's changing. It does, from what I've seen in the trailer, it seems like she kind of goes back to her old ways. So who knows? But I'm interested. I am, and I will be very honest about that. The trailer looks good, so I may be here for the whole season. We will see. Anyway, that's where it ends. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you for the following episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Bye, guys.